just am going to go over here on my computer and hopefully double check just to see that I'm live. And hopefully I am. Oh, good, I am. I added a whole bunch of information to the post for you guys. Oh, good. Hey, Chris. I think somebody's watching here. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep up with comments on my computer instead of from on my phone, because I think it will be easier. Okay. Are you guys so excited? Hey, Julie. We are making 2 cards today. So I'm really excited. We're going to decorate some envelopes. We're going to be on here a while. Hey, Mom, you joined right away. Like you are on top of it this morning. Okay. I don't have that much room here. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to try not to look up here at my phone. All of the supplies that I'm using are in the description, the Facebook description up above. So that's a new thing. I will also have a PDF for you guys as soon as I'm done here. So I will attach the PDF that you can print out. And it will have the supply list and all of the measurements and all of that. This is going right to YouTube as soon as I'm done. So just give me a few minutes as soon as we end the live to get all of that situated. I just didn't have time I ran out of time to okay, hopefully I'm good here. My video is not moving. Am I live? Ugh, I hate when I don't know. Okay. Yeah, also all the information is up above. So I really don't know, my video is not moving that I'm watching. So I see your guys' comments, but I'm not showing any movement. So are you guys seeing, are you guys here? Okay, so yes, I am live, so I don't know what the deal is. So we're just going to carry on. So I just want to say that I am super sorry. I've been sick this week. I'm starting to feel better. Yesterday and today was a little bit better, but I would normally edit out all of the sneezing and snorting and all of that. It's so gross. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try really hard not to do any of that, but I'm really sorry if it happens. I have some tea here. Hopefully I won't spill it on my project. Okay. On my projects. So we're going to try to get through this, and I just want to apologize right up front. So we're going to make 2 cards. So let's dive in because I'm so excited to make these cards for you guys. I have been playing. So let me show you the product because we're using a lot of product. I still feel like it's going to be hard for me to catch comments. Okay. So I'm using the Festive Farmhouse designer paper, and no joke, you guys, look at how much paper I have. I think this is not going to work, me trying to I was hoping by looking on my computer that it would be easier and I could catch your comments a little bit easier, but I don't think that's going to work because I think it's just going to be too much of a distraction. So I'm just going to go back to looking at my comments from my phone. So no joke, you guys, this is my favorite designer paper. Look how much of it I have. I have like 1,000 packs of it. It is the Festive Farmhouse designer paper. This is really, really fun paper. It has the plaids. We're going to use these 2 plaids today. It has really fun, the writing. And then the colors that coordinate with this, if you look right on the back of the sheets that you get, when you get a pack of designer paper, you have this cardstock piece in the back. And it shows you and tells you I guess it tells you, it doesn't necessarily show you, the cardstock colors or just the colors. Look, I'm all flustered because I was trying to look at my computer. We need to have a little reset here. So everybody, let's just take a deep breath. Let's have a little drink of tea. And let's get ourselves back together. Okay, on the back here, it will tell you what colors coordinate with the designer paper. So the colors that coordinate are Basic Black, Cherry Cobbler, Gray Granite, Mossy Meadow, Very Vanilla, and Whisper White. We're using all of those colors except Very Vanilla today. Okay, so I want to show you how you can make 2 different style cards with this paper. So the product we're going to use is we're using 2 bundles. We're using the Nothing Sweeter bundle, the dies, the stamp set. We are using the Blizzard bundle. So I'm using the stamp set and the die, okay? And then I'm using a couple other things. I'm using these dies. These are the Color Your Season. These were from July, August, June, something. I don't know. A couple months ago, I told you guys I was buying these dies and I would be using them a ton. These are retired and you can't get them. So I'm sorry that you cannot purchase them. There's no way to purchase these. But disclaimer, I totally said I was going to be using them a ton because I love them. And then I went back through my Christmas stamp sets of previous years because I keep all of my Christmas stamp sets. And I pulled this one out because specifically I just needed a really large sentiment. Okay. So that is, and I'll tell you guys when we start working on this, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, let me grab all of my pieces over here, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is take a piece of Whisper White cardstock. We're going to cut it in half here, and that's going to give us a card base that looks like this. So then you fold it. You cut it in half, okay? So you have your white, Whisper White cardstock. You cut that in half at 5.5. Then you fold it in half, and it gives you an A2 size card, okay? So before we go any farther, let me tell you guys what the giveaway is going to be today. So leave a comment with your name, say hello, share this, you know, with your friends and family. And if you're on YouTube, leave a comment. Feel free to share it. And what I'm going to give away today is this roll of Real Red ribbon. This is Real Red ribbon. It is in the holiday catalog. It's really pretty. It's a satin-based ribbon. Has a little bit of detail on it. And then you're also going to get the 2 cards we're going to make plus the envelopes we're going to make. Hey, Sarah. So share this video. Leave a comment. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. And I will pick a winner to win those items. Okay, so we have our card base. I'm going to move the camera a little bit down. Just, hey, Jeanette, so I can see. Hey, Janet, so I can see your paper share and your notebook. Janet went out. You should be getting it soon. It went out earlier this week. Hey, Tammy. So we have our card base here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this design right here, this designer piece, which is one of the plaid pieces. We're going to cut this plaid piece, and you guys know that I am not good with measurements. Okay, so let me show you guys how I cut this because I did do something a little bit different. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, let me get some paper so I can show you. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take your Cherry Cobbler. This is how I do it. So I'm just going to show you guys exactly how I do this. So you're going to take your Cherry Cobbler cardstock and you are going to cut this at 4 inches, okay, because your card base right here is 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay, so what I want is I'm going to have 2 layers. This is going to be, let me see here. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to start with our designer paper. We're going to have 2 layers. So our designer paper, we're going to cut that at 4. And then we're going to cut it at 5 1/4. So this would be a pretty standard layer for me. This is what I usually do. I just take a 1/4 inch off. I keep it simple, right? Which there's nothing wrong with this. This looks great, right? there's just a 1/4 inch white border right around that. What I wanted to do is I wanted to add a little bit more to this. So what I'm going to do is take my cherry cobbler and I want to add 1/8 of an inch, but I'm so sorry, you guys, I don't know what that is. It's like 4, and then you put it at the 4 inch. If somebody knows measurements, feel free to type in here. This is just real life. I'm not going to pretend I know something I don't. So you're going to start at the 4 inch mark, and then you're going to add 1/8 of an inch. Then you're going to go to the 5 1/4, and you're going to add 1/8 of an inch. So whatever measurement that is, super sorry, I don't got that one down. Okay. So what you're going to end up with is this layer right here, and we can put this together. I'm going to use my snail adhesive. Hopefully I'm not missing any comments. Hey, Tammy. Okay, so this is going to give you a really thin red border around this designer paper. I'm trying to see how I can do this. I can't get directly over it. I don't know why I'm into these thin borders right now, but I totally am. Okay, so Chris saves the day. So it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Thanks, Chris, because I'll need that for my PDF. Chris knows I'm horrible with measurements. I'm like, just cut it here. Just do this here. So then you see that really thin border? I love that. Okay, so we're not going to attach to our card base yet because we have other things to do, but you can see now you have a thin white border and you have a thin red border, and then you have the beautiful plaid. Okay, so now I've already done this next part, a couple of these parts, because I embossed. So I got my heat gun out and I got gold embossing powder. And can you guys see that shine? Hopefully it's catching the light a little bit, but it is embossed. And I didn't want to do that live because it's really noisy. The heat gun is really noisy, and then it takes up, I already don't have a lot of space here on my desk when I'm doing these lives. So to have all of that stuff out, I felt like I was going to freak out. So what I did is I took this stamp here. Let's just take it off the block so you guys don't have to deal with the glare. So it's this stamp here. And that is from this retired set right here. Cozy. You might have it in your supplies. Cozy Christmas. And I embossed this. So the way you do that is you just use a sticky ink. You use a Versamark ink and you stamp with the Versamark ink, and then you put the gold powder down, and then you heat set. Sorry guys, got a phone call. Then you heat set the gold powder, and it melts the powder. And is this, it's a little uneven, and I think I'm committed. Am I committed? Nope, I'm not committed. So that's a really fun, I love doing it on Christmas cards, especially. I think they're really fun for the holidays. So I want this hanging off of this because we're going to cut it. Let me make sure. Yeah, that looks better. So a funny story that I always like to hear Shelly Gardner talk about is she loves embossing. So Shelly Gardner is the co-founder of Stampin' Up, and I love her. And she talks about how embossing is her favorite thing to do. It's like her favorite technique. She loves doing it. And when embossing first happened, like when Stampin' Up first started carrying the stuff, you had to do it over a stove. You had to like hold your project like over a flame, like, and melt it that way. Like there was no heat gun, right? So she was at a workshop, like doing a project for people, and she set her card on fire in their kitchen. She was like holding it over the flame. She's like, everybody, let's go to the kitchen. And like, she turns on the stove and is holding it and like moving it, and the card catches on fire, and she was mortified. So I love that story. I think it's so funny. Can you imagine if you had to like heat set your project like over your stove? I don't use my stove for anything, so I'm certainly not using it for crafting. So we are like, this is like so pretty, right? Already, like so simple, you guys. This is like, I wanted to do this project because look at what you're using. You're using a piece of Whisper White cardstock. You're using a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and then a piece of designer paper. So technically you really could get 4 cards out of like 3 or 4 pieces of cardstock, because your cherry cobbler piece, an 8.5 by 11, you're going to be able to get 4 pieces to layer this, right? So you could make a ton of these, super easy. It would be a great, even just this. I think this is gorgeous. We're going to do a little bit more to it, but I think this is gorgeous. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we've used the Nothing Sweeter stamp set. We used this piece out of the stamp set, and then we used these dies. Now these dies are adorable. The catalog does not do these justice. So you get all of these. You get the gift, the present. Okay, you get the heart. You get the tree. This is a snowflake. Then you get these edges. It's all stitched. So you can use the tree just normal. This is the normal die. So you can just cut the tree, which is what I did, the outline of the tree. But if you have this little piece inside of it, it gives you the stitching. So cool, right? So if we look at this up close, so I did some embossing on this, but if you look up close, you'll see that stitching, which is perfect, right? So then what I did is I just stamped with the Versamark, and then I added the gold embossing powder again. And I heat set that to give it the Christmas tree, the little design. And that is cut out of Mossy Meadow. Sorry for coughing, you guys. Let me grab a drink. Okay, so I just added dimensionals to the back. And we're going to stick this right on here. And then I have a little gold star that I punched out, and I'm going to use a glue dot. So these are the best for, and I feel like this is a little crooked. I feel like I'm committed. Okay, not bad. Chris said, I agree now because I want it after seeing you. I think she's saying after seeing me use, after seeing yours. Yeah, the catalog just doesn't do this justice. It really doesn't. It's one of my favorite sets, and I think people are missing it. There's so much that you can do with it. So here's this card right here, and let me show you a couple other things done with this set. So there's this card right here. This is part of my card class to go. So there's this card right here. So you can see I just did the stamping in Mossy Meadow. So I did tone on tone. And then for these red trees, I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well, but it's embossed. It's dry embossed. So it's just like with an embossing folder. But they're super cute. Oh, look at that. Like I got like my colored on this or something. And then the other project that I did with this is this little treat bag, and it uses the gift. So this is really great because you can use just the shapes. You can stamp with it. So these are meant to look like cookies. So that's why these, if you look at this, it's not like a perfect image because you can stamp it and then it can look like a cookie, like a sugar cookie that's decorated. You can use the shimmer paint. It would be so pretty to stamp, to cut this out and then use the shimmer paint to stamp down on the image and give it that sugar cookie look. So there's lots of different things you can do with this set. And that's this right here. A great option would be to get my card class to go, because then you're going to get to make 2 projects using that product, which is really amazing, right? So this is the first card. So now let's do the envelope, because I'm not always good at doing the envelopes. I forget, quite honestly. Is this going to be enough? No. But Chris always decorates her envelopes. It's always a reminder to me. So I'm going to pull out another piece of this designer paper. Okay, so our designer paper is double-sided. So here's the plaid. And you can do a couple different things. You can have a liner inside the envelope, or you can decorate the flap. So what I think would be fun is if we decorate it using this design. So there's really no technical way to do this. What you're going to do is, what I like to do is I just use my nail. I get a little tick mark on there. I'm going to now cut off. It's about, 2 1/4 inches. And then what I'm going to do is put some adhesive right here on the envelope. That was probably a lot more adhesive than I needed, but... And then run it right to the edge. Now you're going to want to make sure it goes off the edge over here a little bit, because this is curved. And then you just take your scissors and you just trim. I mean, you cannot go wrong. This is the boring part of Facebook Lives. I would totally edit this out. But we just get to hang out. Okay, so then round those corners. Okay. Now you have an envelope, a coordinating envelope. So how pretty is that? I love it. I think this is so pretty. Okay, so now let's do a totally different style card, but with the same designer paper. Okay, so then what we're going to start with now we're going to move, and we're going to move over to this product. So I'm going to use the Beautiful Blizzard stamp set, and then we're going to use this die, which is gorgeous. Okay, so we're starting with gray granite designer paper, good grief, with gray granite card stock. Whew, you would think this tea was spiked. And I promise you it's not. Okay. So we have our gray granite cardstock. Now I've already cut my layers here. So let me show you. It's a mess over here. I have here's all my snowflakes. I already cut them so we wouldn't have to waste time on the big shot. Okay. So this is a really, really pretty plaid piece. It's my favorite piece. And this, again, I just took a gray granite piece of cardstock. I cut it in half at 5.5. So instead of the card going this way, opening this way, it's going to open this way. Okay, so I just like to make sure that I have that. I don't know what happened. Facebook is doing this. I have a gal that I watch. Her name is Christy Wright. She's a business chick I listen to. And she's been doing all these lives the last couple days because she's launching something. And this keeps happening to her on her Facebooks. Like, we'll be watching a Facebook Live with her, and all of the sudden, she's just gone. It's like Facebook is like literally, I didn't touch my phone or anything, and all of the sudden, it was just gone. So I don't know what's going on with Facebook these days. It's annoying. Okay, so if that happens again, you guys, I'm sorry. And I'll fix the video. I'll put them together and get all the information together and put it in one post for you. And the PDF will be available to you guys. So this designer piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to cover the whole front of the card base. So we can just attach this. And I think it's a little bit off, I think. Okay, just like that. So the next thing that I have is I have a piece of gray granite, and this is cut at 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. So it's going to stretch across our card. Then I have a piece of cherry cobbler that is 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to have layers. So what I want to do next is I want my piece of grid paper, which is right here. And we're going to take the snowflakes from the stamp set, and we're going to use our cherry cobbler, and we're going to make a background with these snowflakes. So this is tone on tone. And all I'm doing is just stamping. I'm turning the stamp set kind of, and then layering these snowflakes. It's a little hard for me to see. I'm not directly over it, but that's pretty good. So that's just tone on tone with your cherry cobbler ink and your cherry cobbler cardstock. Okay, so now we're going to layer these two pieces together. Just like that. We'll bring our card base back over, and we're going to layer this piece. And this piece is going to go right here. It's pretty much right in the middle. Okay, so now we need another one of these. So this is from that same die set that's retired. I'm going to use my black ink, which is right here. And we're going to use this sentiment that says, if a hug were a snowflake, I'd send you a blizzard. Super cute, right? And hopefully I can get this centered. Ooh, I don't know how good that is, guys. Oh, not bad. Okay. So I'm going to try to be very careful because I keep smearing this ink. And I'm going to put dimensionals on here. I'm doing Chris's little trick of pushing your nail into the middle of the dimensional, and it lifts up the sides, and then you can grab the back. Okay, so we'll pick this up nice and easy. We'll bring our card base back over, and I smeared it a little bit. Okay, so the next thing, or maybe a lot? Oh yeah, quite a bit. Okay, whoever wins will win the other one I did, not this one because it's smeared. So now what I've done is I've taken the snowflake die and I've cut all these snowflakes out of our Dazzling Diamond paper. And we're going to add some snowflakes to this. There's some little tiny ones. These snowflakes are gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to use a mini dimensional. This is a little tiny dimensional. And we'll pop this one up right here. And then for these, I'm just going to use some snail. And I'll do it right here in the middle, but you see there's like a little kind of hole right there. So all I'm gonna do is I just take something that I can poke in here, like your snips or anything that you can just poke in that hole, and it'll kind of remove that adhesive from the. So then we're just gonna layer these two here. Super pretty, right? So then let's do the envelope. So these both were really very quick. They were quick and easy cards. So let's do that same technique. I thought I had some scraps here, but I guess I don't. So 2 1/4 is what I'm gonna trim off. Cutting into all my good paper for these envelopes. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll just use snail. And we'll quickly do this. And then we're going to do a couple other things for this envelope. Grab my snips. And when you're doing this, you want to open up your scissors really wide and then cut. And then when you're, I guess, pinching them together is the best way to describe it. You're going to do long pinching motions. So instead of, let me show you what I mean. So instead of going like this, where you're opening and closing really fast and you're going like that, that's going to give you jagged edges. So if you open your scissors up really wide and then you close them all the way and then open them and move the scissors, instead of chomping at that paper, you're going to get a much smoother look. Okay? And you can kind of see in person. And if that happens, you can take your file, your nail file, and just go like that, and it will smooth that out. Okay, so then I already have ink left on here, so all I'm gonna do is put that right on there. So let me show you the other one that's not smeared everywhere, because this one smeared. So if you see up close, you can kind of see that black ink smeared. So here's the one that I made before. And it's going to be super pretty. So these are our quick cards today. Didn't they turn out great? So I would love to know, which one do you like better? I know it's hard to pick. Let's put them up here. And I gotta get another drink. I feel like I'm not using the space way over here because of the way my camera is being, or my phone is being held. So I would love to know which one you like the most. The Christmas tree or the snowflake. I think they're both really cute. I love the way the envelopes came out. I really like this one too, Chris, because of the embossing. I just think that embossing is so pretty. That was a last minute decision when I was designing this card. At the very last minute, I was like, let's try embossing it. Ooh, the snowflake one. Quite a few people like the snowflake. Look how fun. Love them both, but if I had to choose, I would choose the snowflake. Oh, wow. The snowflake one is really popular. So make sure you leave a comment, leave your name, share the video. I'm going to pick one person to win the ribbon and then both of these cards with the envelope. So you'll get both of these. If you're on YouTube, just leave a comment and I'll pick somebody on Monday. All of the prizes from everybody. You remember last week I said I was just being lazy and I hadn't I didn't want to go to the post office and I just didn't want to package stuff up and I was overwhelmed. Everything's been shipped out. So if you've won anything from me in the last month, everything's gone out. So you should be receiving your prizes from me shortly, right? And then let me just make a couple of announcements before I get off here. If you earned bonus day coupons last month, this is the last few days to use those bonus day coupons. So they expire at the end of September. So make sure that you get your orders in to use those coupons. I don't want anybody's coupons to go to waste. If you need help placing an order, let me know. And then I just launched on Wednesday was the launch of my card class to go with these are the cards. I will link that information. So pre-order is happening right now for these cards. And then the candy cane season cards. So this launched on Monday and it is getting ready to close up. So after let me show you what they are. It will end over the weekend will be the end of it. So these cards right here, if you want a You Can Make It kit, the candy cane season You Can Make It kit is only $42. So you get the stamp set, you get the punch, and then you get these 3 card kits that have exclusive videos. So I'm putting the final touches on these this weekend. I'm packaging up kits, and the pre-order for that will close on Monday. So you only have a couple days left to get the candy cane season. I will put all of that information in when I fix these videos for you guys, since Facebook kicked me off. I will put all the information for those things in the description so it's easy for you guys to know what to do. The supply list is in the first video for the first one. And then I'm going to do the PDF and get photos for you guys and get all of that added to the Facebook page here and my VIP group. So if you're a current customer and you're in my VIP group, you will see that PDF there as well. So this is the last weekend of September. We're moving into October, which is the brand new year for us Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. We're closing out our year, and Monday starts a brand new year for us. So all of October, I will be doing 3 Facebook Lives a week. So I will be doing one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, all of October. And this is to celebrate the new year. So there's one Monday in October that I will have to move that live to Tuesday, but I'll announce that when it gets closer. I just had a conflicting situation happen that I can't reschedule. But all of October, to celebrate the brand new Stampin' Up! Year, I'll be doing a live 3 days a week. And we're going to celebrate. We're going to make projects. We're going to make Halloween projects. We are going to make Christmas projects. We're just going to have a fun time crafting together, because that is what I love doing with you guys. Hey, Reba. Hi, Iona. So I'm all finished. I already did the cards. So make sure you check out the beginning of the video. It's split up. And then make sure you check out the PDF when I get that uploaded. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. And I will talk to you later.